James, let's start with that injury update. The Bengals didn't practice today, but did put out an injury report.
They did. CJ Uzomah. Let's start there because that's all eyes on him. Two things was spotted. Jack Collinsworth posted this on his Instagram story, and thank you, CJ, for sharing it. CJ Uzomah spotted without a brace, getting his photo taken in the Bengals jerseys. By the way, they're going to wear black jerseys, white pants. I'm trying to think here. Orange stripes, orange socks. I was thinking off the dome there. I'm glad I was able to pull that one off. But Uzomah taking photos, no brace, could mean nothing, but he wouldn't have practiced Wednesday if they did practice. Trey Hendrickson also wouldn't have practiced. So certainly something to monitor there with the back. I think he'll be fine. I think it's more of a maintenance type thing for Hendrickson. But Uzomah's the one, right, that we'll be monitoring throughout the week. I would be shocked if he practices at all this week. Why do it? Let him sit, let him sit, let him sit, rest, get him as much R&R as possible because you need him hopefully on February 13th. Those are the big two. Who am I missing? There's one more.
Well, the note on Hendrickson I wanted to hit really quick is that he was listed with an illness. So
Oh,
presumably
it
not
was an
COVID.
illness. It was an illness. I don't know why I was thinking back. It was an illness. Good call.
Well, his back is clearly still bothering him, is probably why you're thinking that. There are shots of him going to the sideline in the AFC Championship game holding his back. He had to miss a snap late in the game after the play where he chases down Patrick Mahomes for 15 seconds and forces Mahomes out of bounds late in the fourth quarter. He had to go out and miss a play because his back looked like it was seizing up on him. So it looks like that's still bugging him a little bit. He's not 100%, but today it would have been an illness. So hopefully that clears up for him quickly and is not COVID. I think he would be on the COVID list if it were COVID.
Mhm.
And so the fact that he's listed with an illness, hopefully it's, just a little bit of fatigue from flying back to
Well,
Cincinnati or something like that and isn't anything major.
and the weather's been wild in Cincinnati. It was like warm yesterday. Today
Mm,
it's raining, and then there's going to be a snowstorm the next couple of days. So that's also something to monitor when the Bengals do practice.
yeah.
Where do they practice? Do they practice inside? We'll certainly keep you covered there. And then I'll just run down the rest of the injuries. Cam Sample wouldn't have practiced with the groin. So that's something to monitor. Hopefully he can be good to go by the time the Super Bowl rolls around. Stanley Morgan hamstring would have been limited. Josh Tupou would have been limited with the knee. And then Wyatt Ray would have practiced, but dealing with some kind of ankle issue, limited or listed as a full participant if they would have practiced. And the same thing goes with Jackson Carman, who did have a back issue, but would have practiced in full. So those are the injuries to monitor. But honestly, I didn't even think about it. This giant snowstorm that's supposedly happening, like schools are already canceled. I know a lot of friends of mine are working from home, so certainly something to monitor there. And then the other thing, of course, is when the Bengals travel. And I might as well, I guess, just dive right into that. It'll be Tuesday. Tuesday, they're getting to Los Angeles, and we'll be there by then. I don't even know when you're flying in, Jake. I know I'm flying in Monday morning, and so Tuesday I'll be there, hopefully taking some video for everybody as the Bengals arrive in Los Angeles.
I'll be there Sunday night. So
There you go. There
I'm
you
there
go.
a little bit early, but for me, I don't get the benefit of going east to west. I don't pick up the 3 hours on the flight. Stanley Morgan, the one I'm looking at here, and Tupou. I think those two. Morgan's been limited. It feels like for like the entire playoffs and hasn't played. And so, if with an extra week he can get his hamstring right, the Bengals did not activate Auden Tate. And so I assume they would have been more likely to activate Auden Tate, assuming he's healthy, because they brought him off the IR and designated him to return. I assume they would have brought him back if there were fears that Morgan wouldn't play. Those two guys would have a similar role on offense in terms of playing on the rundowns. And so I'm pretty optimistic that Stanley Morgan, maybe with this week gap, that they feel good about. And I think Tupou this week becomes more important again because the Rams are a team that's going to run the ball. So just looking at the injury report, those two guys, a little bit of commentary there. But your point about the weather is actually quite interesting, James. Weather usually a small talk topic where,
Yeah.
who cares? How's the weather? I don't want to talk to you. How's the weather? But the snow thing is interesting because it's going to be nice in LA. Have you looked at the weather for next week?
Yeah. Oh, dude,
Like,
I'm bringing my bathing suit.
yeah, like mid 70s, maybe high 70s all week. It's going to be beautiful. And there's not going to be any concerns about snow. So it'll be really interesting to your point to see if they go up to UC and
Yep.
use that bubble and try to stay out of the elements a little bit because while it was relevant for the AFC side of the bracket, it won't be relevant for the Super Bowl. So, if you ever were looking for an argument for an indoor practice facility, here you go. The Bengals are going to the Super Bowl. The
Man.
Super Bowl's in warm weather, you know?
And you're just feeding the Bengals to the wolves right now. No, I totally get it, and it'll be interesting to see. One is UC, are they equipped right now to host the Bengals? Are they doing something inside the indoor practice facility? Are they doing some kind of construction to? Who knows? I have no idea. I'm just saying the Bengals haven't used it at all this season. Zero that I'm aware of. And I'm with the team almost every single day. So I would imagine that this would be the first of it. The good news is again, the city's been well aware for the past couple of days that there could be a big storm coming, and a lot of people have been preparing for it. So hopefully they've contacted UC if they want to go that route. But that's what stinks. I mean, the players still need to get to the facility.
Yeah.
So like that alone, like if it's really bad, a lot of players live in northern Kentucky. People that are familiar with Cincinnati, yeah, good luck trying to get to downtown to get on the buses or just to get to practice. So certainly something to monitor. Hopefully, it just doesn't snow nearly as bad as everyone's expecting and doesn't get in the way of it. That would be my thing, because the last thing I want is these dudes having to leave early or get less sleep or anything. Like, you just overthink all of it, and it would just be an unnecessary obstacle that they would have to overcome. But we'll keep you posted on that.
The team can hire a company of snowplow drivers and use the snowplows as taxis for their players.
There you
That's
go.
you pull out all the stops for the Super Bowl. The other thing that I wanted to talk about related to practice, the Bengals are going out to LA a little bit early. They're going out on Tuesday, so they'll be there for presumably a full week of practice and
Hmm.
all the media stuff that James and I are going to be out there for. Um, and so they'll get their jet lag fix. From Tuesday to Sunday, plenty of time to get acclimatized or whatever you want to say to the weather, to the
Yep.
time difference,
All of
because
it.
jet lag is a real thing. And so plenty of time for all that. And hopefully, enjoy LA a little bit, go to the beach maybe between practices and enjoy some sun, and they'll be ready for the game on Sunday.
Yeah. Whatever you say, man. We might get a little time to enjoy the sun. You know what, Joe? You can get your tan on your vacation afterwards. And I'm
Yeah.
sure he would say the same thing. You guys can soak up all the rays afterwards when they're bouncing off that Lombardi. Until then, keep your ass in the playbook. No, I'm
Well,
kidding a little, but I'm also not. Does that make sense? Like, I'm kind of joking. Like, I want you to enjoy yourself, but also football only.